Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or these badass Broncos, most of us drive by now. This is your Bronco Talk Live, presented by White Knuckle Off-Road Products. I say it every week, and they are, I talk to them quite a bit about it, and they say, just let's send them to our website. Just get them over there. Let them check out. All right, Nat. I've got a little gnat that's killing me. He's killing my vibe around here. But they say just go to their website and check their product out. And they think if you compare it to what everybody else offers, you're going to buy their product. So thank you to White Knuckle for supporting the show over the past 6 months. So we greatly appreciate that. So Bronco Talk Live. Obviously, the key ladies are here. So
obviously,
what is up, key ladies?
As if.
Yeah.
You tuck your hair back when I say that. Oh, yes. Key lady.
Well, I just noticed my hair sticking out.
Yeah, I'll do a hair flip if it wasn't in a messy bun.
So how are y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Yeah, I know you
were
about to fall asleep on the couch.
I was tired.
I'm jealous.
No, trust me. I knew I couldn't. But
Kelly's like, I have to do this for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to give Dave a lot of shit for the people.
Yes.
There's lots in the chat making sure I do give you shit.
They're probably worried about, are you going to crank up the vodka tonight? It's what they're worried about.
No, not cranking up the vodka, but drinking some. Where is it?
I'm not even saying that.
Diskin cider, Tiki Tonic. It's pineapple cider. So it's a local.
Is it good?
I like apple cider. I can't do pineapple.
So this is apple with pineapple in it.
No pineapple.
It's a fruit salad.
It's really good.
It's a fruit salad, far from.
Right.
I mean, it has fruit in it, right?
I'm just maker's mark tonight. I'm just simple.
What's yours? Yours is based on what, wheat?
No, thank you. It's a straight bourbon whiskey.
Corn.
Yes. Jeez.
Sorry.
You've done the Jack Daniels tour twice.
I know.
Don't even remember what whiskey and bourbon are made from.
That's because I don't like it.
I know, but you should. Lord. Years ago, I didn't like it either. And then the pandemic hit, and I've enjoyed it since.
Well, I realized I needed to drink more during the pandemic. So.
I think we all did. I probably accept that.
I learned how to make a mean margarita during the pandemic.
Really?
Thank you.
So we've never really talked to you about, because we didn't know you then, about your how that worked with the dealer. Did you get him?
Oh Lord.
No.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
No politics.
Yeah.
No, did I work when I wasn't supposed to? Possibly.
Yeah,
we all?
That must have been a mess for you guys, because
I bet.
So we had our top 5 salespeople. Like they pretty much asked, okay, during this time, we were laid off, mind you.
Right.
So technically we were laid off, but we still had phone calls. Business doesn't stop in the car dealership, pandemic or not. So basically, we kept talking to people. We transferred our phones. We had access to our cell phones, and obviously, but we transferred everything, and we did business like normal. And we're like, hey, when we can actually, because they wouldn't let us register a car, they fined us for every registration pushed through.
Wow.
So he's determined to get this gnat. Holy crap.
Dude,
you know what? It's here for our drinks is what it is, because it's not used to having it.
No, it's because there's a Chevrolet hat in the thing.
Gosh.
I'm trying to, hopefully the Chevrolet hat can kill it.
But we basically just worked under the radar until we could deliver cars again. It was I want to say
God, I'm not crazy.
It was fine.
Well, sorry, Allie. Sorry.
It's crazy one way, but
yeah.
So you guys were laid off during all that?
Yeah, for 4 weeks.
Wow.
Body shop and the service center were open, but we couldn't sell cars.
We might be drunk, wasted.
Right? There's 2 of them. The bad thing. We got these little fruit fly little things floating around.
Oh, yeah, it's messy.
Got a banana around here or something.
No, I got rid of all of them downstairs with your hack of all things.
Oh, Lord.
So he came down and we had.
Let me enjoy this one.
We had gnats, and usually the only way that I find that we can get rid of gnats is those little apple things that you put apple cider in, and they go in it and they die in it, right? Well, he came down and he was like, hey, I saw this life hack.
I saw this TikTok.
Probably. He said, you boil water and you pour it down the drain because that's where they live. They live in your like kitchen drain typically. Like that's where they breed because they like the water. So they come on fruit or vegetables into your
Yeah.
home.
Gross.
And then I'm just telling you, that's where they come from.
That explains a lot.
Oh, gross. And then they breed in your drain essentially. So he was like, let's boil some water. Let's see if it works. Sure as shit, got rid of every single one we had in the kitchen. Every single one.
Huh.
Right.
But yeah, we've still got the two up here, the MFers that made it up here somehow.
They hiding.
And they have nowhere, like there's nothing up here. There's no vegetables, no fruit.
Besides your fruity
so
drinks.
And that's why I think they're not.
Fruity drinks.
And that's why I think that they are messing with us, especially tonight. Is
Right.
my
I think I got one of them. Anyways, this is not Nat Talk Live. This is Bronco Talk Live. I swear. And tonight we might have a special guest pop in. I don't want to announce it just yet. Where he was trying to get. Allie doesn't even know, but he was trying to make sure that his schedule worked out. But it's somebody that you've seen on the forums quite a bit. We'll just leave it at that. And I believe he's from Michigan, if I remember right. But I want to talk a little bit, and we've done this in the past. I wanted to talk a little bit about some aftermarket parts, and it just so happened that Allie actually had something that came in the mail, so we'll get to that. It's quite teal and probably enjoyable. But Justin says, I'm drinking a Natter Day. It does seem appropriate now.
We used to love some Natter Days.
Oh man, Shin
Like it was the only real beer that I ever drank. I mean, let's not say real beer, but like beer product, beer-ish product. That's like beer. It is beer.
I was not questioning.
It's like pink lemonade for those that don't know.
Right.
I think.
But
I don't know. It's a natty light.
Maybe we'll bring that at the Bronco Supercell next year. Shin darts.
Seth says Allie has even less on her walls tonight.
No, my camera's pointed down.
I was gonna say no, it's the positioning of the camera.
So somebody had commented about, hey, why is Allie just basically chin up? Like because the way her camera was sitting. We got a good view of the wall though. So
Yeah.
I would have noticed the light switch not, having a cover or the Bronco.
Exactly.
Sassy.
I still have so much stuff on my floor. Building stuff is not going that great.
Well, but you're getting a kitchen, right?
Yeah, my cabinets are up.
Nice.
I almost have a full functioning kitchen. I just need to plug in the microwave and the stove.
Nice.
But we got to get countertops measured out. So.
Well, there's that. Speaking of it, he made it. So, let me have this, Kelly, just for a minute. Wait, Brian, I will bring in just a second.
You told everybody.
I know. No, they don't know who Brian
it.
is. They don't know who Brian is. Brian has a secret name that nobody knows about.
So Seth says started out with Kelly Rippon MFers.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
welcome to the show, Seth.
So we got to do this real quick, or else people will kill me. And
all right, you know the drill. Michael Nice checking in today. Say that darn Dave posting a picture of the Bronco stopped in sand again. Kelly better smack him back in line.
It wasn't stuck. I don't even think we were driving it there.
I don't know what you posted.
Yeah, you don't even know what I posted. So,
Lord,
no, it's nothing crazy. It was just cool flex photo.
Oh yeah, it was just flexing.
I want to say maybe, or it's just nobody driving it.
I don't know. That had to be the girls because there's fingers. There's a finger.
Oh yeah, I see Nikki's fingers.
So it's either Gia or Nikki driving. So, but anyway, so Tim Jackson in the house. Empija says, I might decide to drop in because no reason.
Well,
LOL.
It happens.
Cigar Texan saying, getting ready to put steaks in the oven.
Ooh, we'll be right over.
Right. Michael Cooper says, everyone, I'm at work and a steak and beer sounds good right about now.
Cheers,
it really does.
For sure. Steve P checking in. Hey, from Phoenix. Mods always get me excited. I'm Bronco addicted. Minall Productions checking in tonight. Michael Milau. Thank you for, or Milo probably is what I'm guessing.
Did you just say like a cat meow?
Milau.
There you go.
Milo is what I'm going to guess.
All right.
Is that saying my Bronco is finally scheduled for the week of July 27th, or excuse me,
Woohoo!
July 17th.
Congratulations.
Waiting for the window sticker to show up on Ford's site. Ordered in March.
Well,
Congratulations. That's a quick turn.
A week before they actually go into production, you'll see your window sticker. It'll
Yep.
pop up.
I
About 7
have
days.
4 Broncos that came in from March 27th orders.
Wow.
So I'm assuming that means they're getting pretty caught up with a lot of the older orders.
They're doing pretty good. They're cranking them. I'm excited.
Nice. That just shows you they planned well when they said, here, build these vehicles. This is what you need.
So I had a lot of people order exactly what I told them to order. High package and below, no Sasquatch, soft tops. A couple higher tops came through, but like if you ordered what Ford told you to, you're getting your Bronco.
Yeah. That's because they were able to tell, they could tell by their restraints on what they could build. Michael Cooper says, we finally got decent weather here in Rochester, New York, and my hardtop of my Bronco has been off for a week. My uncle actually lives in Rochester, New York.
One of my what would you call Craig?
Girlfriends?
No.
Craig. One of your work BFFs.
Well, but he was kind of a mentor to me, really. Got it.
Drink.
One of my mentors was from Rochester, man. He used to plow snow up there. He used to tell me about he plowed a
and he had the best stories.
Yes, he plowed a VW Bug and put it in a container by accident. But the snow drifts were that high. He picked it up. He's like, this seems heavy, and threw somebody's car in a container of some sort.
Jason K checking in. Jonathan Falls, Dirk Connor, Flo Warris says my truck has been in the shop 3 weeks starting today, waiting for a tow hitch. Hoping it comes very soon for you, sir. Bronco 78 Adventures, Bud Guy 8829, Frank B. Of course, we said hello to Justin Zimmerman already. Marine Vet saying, hey, y'all. Hey, ladies, and Dave. David Zarko, Steve P saying, Kelly, Ellie, Dave, great to see you. It was great to have you guys.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on. Let's see. Nurse AJ checking in. Laura saying 2-door is the best for Mike because that's what he's got coming in is a 2-door.
Oh, nice.
TN Code Monkey checking in from Chattanooga. Nick Taylor saying nice color. Allie, go blue. Go blue.
Woohoo!
Yes. Go blue. Adam Roman, Tim Bartz, the Ford video guy, Seth Fontenant, John Miko, and Patrick Bakes says, hi, my Wild Track is in production and it's about $2,500 cheaper. I am no longer being charged for leather seats.
Nice, though. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad you guys bring your questions or comments tonight because we're going to definitely talk about some aftermarket parts. And speaking of aftermarket, I mean, he's all over the forums. He seems to be one of the guys that keeps out all the forums straight with the information, which I do greatly appreciate. And he's started a YouTube channel, and I found some of his stuff on YouTube to be very, very helpful, especially his recent videos about how to make a sub work in the back of a Bronco that may not came with one. So Kelly, if you'll push that button over there, we have the legendary Mr.
I'll pass it over to you.
Mr. Ragnacon. I think I'm saying that right. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. Hi, guys.
Hey,
Ragnacon is correct.
Sweet.
I hit Brian up I guess earlier this afternoon. I was like, I seen you commented on something on Bronco Nation. I was like, hi man, I've been hitting around to getting you on the show, and thanks for popping in last minute.
No problem. I was wondering because I could have sworn last week you said you had another guest, but I was like throwing Pokeballs at Jordan, so I wasn't really paying attention. But
No.
But yeah, I was like, all right, sure, yeah, I'll come on.
Well, we appreciate it, and seriously,
I keep getting so close.
don't do it over my whiskey. Jeez, the final gnat.
Did I get up?
No. Anyways,
sorry, y'all.
Guys, we're like, if you're watching this, like after the fact, you're going,
we're not
these
cray
people
cray.
are crazy.
I promise.
But
What's
so.
happening?
Brian, I don't know. Do I call you Ragnacon or Brian? Like
Either
it's
way,
strange.
whatever.
So what is your deal with Ford, man? You seem to have a pretty good insight with the brand. What is going on with you there?
So my father was a Ford engineer. He worked at Arizona Proving Grounds, and at the time it was in Yucca, Arizona. Now they stole the Volvo Proving Grounds down near Phoenix. But that's kind of how I got into it. So he worked there for 25 years before he retired. So it sucked me in. We've only owned Ford vehicles. I've only owned Ford vehicles. He had a 1989 Ford Bronco XLT. I basically learned how to drive in that truck.
Cool.
So that's how I got into it.
That's awesome.
Mountains Metal says hello, struggling after a game of kickball here.
Yeah, they don't make us like like we can't hang in like we used to. I was gonna say, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Well, so Brian, when the Bronco came out, like I've seen you pretty early on with the forums. Like I'm a forum guy. Like I loved forums, and Facebook's kind of effed that up a little bit for me because of all the misinformation that there's nobody checks anything. You would think it'd be opposite because with forums you get a screen name, like yours is Ragnacon, mine's usually DRB and KGB. And you would learn to trust people like that. And like I've noticed over the years, like Facebook's just destroyed that. But you seem to keep the people in line on these forums, man, which I greatly appreciate.
Oh, it was driving me nuts. There was just so much. I'm sure Allie just like goes bonkers when she reads some of these posts.
Well, like here's my thing. Like I have to watch what I say because obviously anyone can Google me and figure out like, oh, she's at this dealership. I actually had a lady call over one of my Facebook posts, like called my GM and my manager and like freaked out. And like nothing I posted was wrong.
Nope.
All I said is order banks are opening soon. They were just 2 months.
I remember this.
Yeah, like gave no time frame on it. It was just like, here, if you want one, get your stuff into your dealer so that way they can be ready when the banks open. And sure enough, poor
people
Allie.
are nuts, man.
Yeah, and the forum, if like any bit of misinformation hits the forums, it just spreads like wildfire. It's everywhere. Yeah, it drives me bonkers. So I still know a few people who work at Ford. My main source of information, he was a zone manager. He got laid off in August.
Oh no.
So yeah, he's totally fine. He got a way better job now. But yeah, that was where I was getting most of my information from. I don't really have that inside connection now. Like most of my information now comes from Tim on his live streams.
Yeah,
Tim's
amazing.
I know, I love Tim stuff.
Yeah, but like, so I kind of have a gist of how it all works. And apparently dealers, like some dealers are really, really good. I've always had really good dealers, but some dealers are just, they have no idea between, like, they just don't know. They have no idea.
No,
like what's retail price protection? They don't know.
Yeah. Well, of course, Allie, it seems like you've been at your dealership for quite a while. I know dealers have a high turnover rate. It seems like either people like sales or they don't. Mm-hmm. And it seems most people don't like their income to depend on selling things. But we've noticed that with dealers. We've over the years have made all the brands. We've made some good friends at dealers. But yeah, either you find somebody good that cares about, wants to know and treat their customers right and tell them all the latest about it, or you're a sales figure to them.
Yeah. Yeah. And like all the information is there for the dealers in the dealer portal. I don't know if they just don't read it or if like the general sales manager doesn't give all the salespeople access. I have no idea how it usually works. Maybe
some of it is depending on access though too. So I will say that. So it depends on like how your administrator like has everyone like logged in. Because some stuff only my like general sales manager see that like I can't see at all. So it really does depend.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure. Go ahead. Sorry, Brian.
I was going to say, I was just tired of like reading post after post of people getting ripped off by their dealer for like price protection and stuff like that. Because Ford gave them all the information. So I just started posting all over the forums.
Well, and I'm sure part of it too is the reason why it is a little hard to get information sometimes is like you talked about like turnover. And I'll be honest, like until you're proven with my corporate company, they don't give you all the information, like because what's to stop you from just getting a little bit of information and running out the door and taking it elsewhere? Until you have some skin in the game, it really doesn't necessarily matter. Now, not saying that that's everybody, because a lot of people have integrity, but I'm sure that that's part of it from that perspective.
Yeah. Is turnover actually that high?
With the stupid gnat.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, sales, I mean, it will burn you out because you have to, I mean, again, every dealership is ran differently. Like, I'm very lucky with the one that I'm at because I feel like we have a more, like, team mentality. So, like, if I'm gone, I have a guy who will help me with my customers that I don't have to worry about, like where my next paycheck comes from. Like I will buy him lunch. I will do the same for him. We'll split a deal. We'll split the money. We'll do whatever we have to. And for most of them, it's pretty good. You're going to have one or two sleazeballs in every group. It is what it is. But the hours will burn you out because you have to think you're there 5 to 6 days a week, open to close. Like we have late nights. Like you are there until the customer leaves. And I'll tell you right now, most customers don't care if it's your only day off. Like they're going to be like, well, this is the only day I can get the car. Like, let's do this type of a thing where I go off, like I go in on a lot of my days off just so I know everything is taken care of. Because again, forums, people will read one thing and they think like dead set, like that's it, where we have to take time to like explain everything, which we don't have a problem doing. We're just going to give you the right information.
Well, I think Brian's came off on the forums too is like you're not there to stir up controversy or whatever. You just kind of guide people, that I've noticed anyways. And you know, forums can be a great place and they can be a full of just assholes. Like, and there's people in there that are just there to stir up crap and then just watch it all burn. And the bigger these forums get, especially with Bronco now, because Bronco forums are starting to get up there in membership, the harder it is for you know, to keep good information out there. And of course, I've owned forums. The people that generally own, I know that own like Bronco 6G and stuff, their only interest is ad revenue. That's really all they care about, and keeping anybody from a small business from posting on there that they don't like, that hasn't paid them money to be on there. So it's usually it's a good place for a community to kind of police itself, because I will say that I've posted stuff on Bronco 6G, dead accurate information, and they will delete it in a heartbeat, like, because they don't, I'm into that weird thing if they don't like what I do. And so
I'm not on Bronco 6G anymore. I literally hate, it's one big bitch fest is what it is.
Yeah,
I don't like
but
it.
I'm not here to beat them up. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're doing that. But so Ragnacon now too, also you started your YouTube channel, and I do want to push that for you just a little bit and maybe help get some subs, because like I've been watching your little video series you have on the subwoofer deal, and I've, for one, it's pretty well documented. There's 100 videos out there about how horrible the sound system is in the Bronco, and I think it was something that they kind of overlooked. Jeep has the center crossbar, which allows for a bigger speaker right over your head. It does sound just a little bit better, and I feel like Ford needed to step up their game, and you've actually done some good videos on this, man.
Yeah, it was kind of so I was answering the same questions over and over and over and over again on the forum, and I was getting sick of it. So I was just like, I'll just create a video, and then I'll link to the video, and then I can be done with it.
Yeah.
And then like 10,000 people watched my first video, and I was like, oh crap, here we go. Like now
I hate to say it's 11,000 now.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like a total accidental, didn't expect it to take off like it did. But like so the problem with most of the how-to videos on YouTube is they're like, oh, we're gonna go install this thing, and then it cuts and it's like, oh look, now it's installed. I was like, all right, well, how the heck did you actually do that? Like, you didn't show any of it. So I went about it like showing everything, and the videos are like colossally, they're bad YouTube videos. YouTube is supposed to be like what, 10, 15 minutes. Mine are like half an hour, 45 minutes.
Your latest one's 46 minutes.
Yeah, so I just show everything, whether it's good or bad, whether I screw up. Like I broke like 2 or 3 plastic clips. I'd put that in the video just so people know that it's like, you know what happens. You're tearing apart these cheap plastic panels, like you're gonna break stuff. It just happens.
Yeah, no, and guys, go over there. We will put a link to the site, because I want to help get some subs over that way. But I like the fact that you're being honest, like, hey man, this is not, it's not, you're gonna break things, you know, because I don't do a lot of how-to stuff, because for one, it's every keyboard warrior jumps out there, well, you didn't do it this way, or you didn't do it the right way, and you're just getting but I mean, it's tough. Like, the internet can kind of be tough on people wanting to do stuff like that, and then like you said, most videos are like 10-15 minutes, so you got to edit out all this crap, and at the end of the day, you know, then that's why people question everything. So for you to kind of really do deep dives into this is great. And your subwoofer win, man's got my interest, because I need some bass in my life. Every once in a while, I want to throw in the '90s hip hop or something. And the current situation with Bronco is it's not gonna. It doesn't do well for that situation. Our Jeep buddy will pull up. Of course, he's got a sub in the back of his. But we were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and we were at a Jeep event, and his system was sounding great. And I was like,
But his sub also takes up half of
yes.
his car.
Yes. No, but at the same point, I was like, you have the doors off and everything. And I'm like, man, I sound like an AM radio all of a sudden over here. It's not working.
It's real bad. It's real. The default. Ford messed it up. I know why they messed it up. Like, you can't put speakers in the door because the doors come off.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put speakers on the roof like they have on the Wrangler because the roof comes off. So where the heck do you put them? So I know why it's bad, but it's real bad.
Well, I have a fix for Ford on that. I think they could still put them up there, you know, kind of where IAG does their lights. I think they could do a 6x9 that doesn't go across. They don't have a bar that goes across, but they just do like the pod does in the back. You could do a little pod up there.
Yeah.
And because I know the whole sales point is, oh, we have all this open air, but you know what? That's great, but I don't listen to open air.
You leave my open air alone.
Sorry.
I will say I do like the open. I don't like the bar like Jeep has.
You just don't like Jeep.
I don't like Jeep. I also don't like the bar.
So funny story about the Bronco. So we went to Dairy Queen this weekend, Sid and I did. So it's same guy. Remember that guy I was talking about a couple weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
So this kid, I've been there twice now, where this kid has been our guy through the thing. And he goes, Miss Boyd, do you teach at Blackman? No, we don't. No, I'm not a teacher. Oh, I really like your car. Do those doors come off? Oh, cool. Like, and he's just like all this, like the total, like, no offense, but like the total quintessential nerdy kid, like 17, 18 years old. I didn't tell you this, but he was talking shit the last time I was through there. He did. He was like, my mom's got a Jeep. And I was like, yeah, but your Jeep doesn't ride like this Bronco does. And she's like, well, he's going to put 3 inches or she's going to put 3 inches of lift on it. And I was like, you could put 3 inches of lift on your Bronco if you wanted to. And he's like,
it's still going to drive better.
Well, it's going to do better. And I was like, have you ever ridden in a Bronco? And he's like, well, no. And I was like, then you can't compare yet. I said, I have both. And I prefer the Bronco over the Jeep any day. And he was just kind of like,
we have both for maybe about 4 more days. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. There.
I actually went and got a payoff today.
Yep.
And getting a bill of sale sent over. So
fingers crossed, everybody.
Steps
please.
in the right
Is that
direction.
getting traded in with the Mustang?
Not the
no. Allie doesn't want the.
She doesn't want it.
She doesn't want the Gladiator.
She said, "Don't break that crap up here."
So we're in Chrysler country and we're in Ford country up here.
Where's Jeep? Oh, Ohio, I guess.
No,
I mean you're driving through Ohio to get there.
Sterling Heights.
No, but they built them in.
Oh no, it's Auburn Hills now. No, they're in Auburn Hills.
No, but they built them in Toledo.
Yeah, they built them in Toledo.
Oh yeah.
Because they have. I'll be honest. Jeep has the best. Like the placement of the plant obviously is accidental for enthusiasts, but they have the best sign, like that big Jeep sign. They always have a couple sitting out there in the front, and I've nerded out, and
it's a little odd to get to.
But we took the Gladiator in front of the sign and got a bunch of fun photos, and that's something that Matt,
and Sid's in the back seat going,
yeah, she's like, come on, man. But she's like, this Jeep's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
here we go, Mom.
But that's something Map could do is just a little bit better present. Like you have an enthusiast brand now, play into it even at the manufacturing side of it.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, hopefully the Jeep's gone, by the way. So I got to do a final goodbye video.
Yeah. Once it's detailed for them.
Yeah. Only put 11,000 miles on this
on
this thing since May of 2021.
That's crazy.
That's how bad it rides.
And honestly, the bulk of that we did before we got the Bronco.
Hopefully they're not watching this.
No.
I would tell them in their face.
They are so in love with the Gladiator because like everybody in their neighborhood has a Gladiator. They've been dreaming. They've been dreaming about the Gladiator. Like,
oh, I don't dislike the thing. I just wish if they would do an independent front suspension on it, it'd be a lot better. Or if Ford would just do the Bronco truck like we've so been teased forever, that would be really cool.
The Gladiator looks so bad unless you put lift in the tires on it.
Yeah.
Like the stock Gladiator just looks horrific.
They're cringy.
Once you put 35s or 37s on it, you're like, oh, now it all makes sense. It came together.
Yeah.
But yeah, the little tire, especially the basic sportish overland version is like with the little 31-inch tires is awful.
Yeah.
But so what made you attack speakers first with your channel?
The speakers was just terrible. And like, okay, so the holiday season came around, all this speaker gear went on sale. I was like, all right, I'll just buy this. And I was sitting here in the winter ready to go skiing. The winter was terrible up here in the Northeast. We didn't get any snow. So I just sat around the house and tackled speakers first, which took a lot longer than like, okay, so for those who don't know, making a YouTube video takes a ton of time.
Yes.
Like like stuff you could do in like a weekend or 2 weekend takes like a month just because you're filming it.
Yep.
So it's taken me almost 4 months to do this. But yeah.
But I think people like that makes them want to subscribe to your channel too, is because it's the
You're doing it right.
No, it's the some people are either they haven't got theirs yet, so they're anticipating the needs of it. So it's like, oh, cool, the next video is up, the next part of that series is up. So I think people like to wait. I know I do. There's things I watch, some gaming channels or something I watch, and I'm just kind of excited when I get that. Or the pawn channel dropped a video today.
Oh my gosh, she's such a nerd.
I'm hooked on these people. I said. I'm hooked on these people that are digging ponds and making their own little ecosystems right now. So once a month, this guy drops a video, and I'm so excited by it. Anyway, sorry. Yes.
I wonder if that's why I got so the YouTube algorithm works in mysterious ways. And I was watching your live stream last week, and then the very first video recommendation was somebody installing a new pond for Shaq. And I'm like, why was this recommended to me? It doesn't make any sense. So I wonder if it's because you're into that.
It may tie it the way. Well, you're
it.
friendly with this person. Yeah, you probably want to see what he's got.
Probably.
Oh, the worst thing is I'm hooked on these aquariums. These people build these aquariums now, and they'll put scorpions and stuff in it. Well, terrarium. I'm sorry, but yeah, but the way they have to plan it for months to build this, and then they put these little worms or whatever to dig in. They have to settle before they can put the predator in. I told Kelly, I was like, "Can I have one of these and do it?" She's
I said
like,
no.
You're definitely scared of scorpions.
Yeah, no. You bring a scorpion anywhere near me, and I will probably punch you and kick you and everything I can do to get away.
Well, it's documented now, people. It's documented that violence.
That's fine.
And I said, if you come at me with a scorpion, you've been warned.
Okay.
So don't be putting that on me.
So your first speaker upgrade was the kick panel, which I've not gotten to yet. I hear it's kind of a pain in the butt. Wow.
Oh, it's a pain.
What's the hardest part about that?
Those stupid plastic clips. Like there's,
yeah.
I mean, it's pretty obvious, but Ford uses cheap plastic everywhere. That's their thing. Just, let's make it as cheap as possible. So they do, and those plastic clips just break all the time. And I think I broke 4 or 5 plastic clips in total. Anyway, so yeah, just getting the trim panels apart without breaking the clips was the hardest part for sure.
Yeah, no, I used to keep with some Nissan stuff we had. I would keep a bag. I would just buy them by the bag, those little clips that they would use for fenders or whatever. I was like, no, you're going to go through them. You're there, then they end up dry rotting. And the older these vehicles will get down the road, they'll start crumbling. And but so with your because I haven't got to watch your latest or your last subwoofer video. Do you have that thing installed? Does it sound better?
It's installed. It's ready to go. So the B&O subwoofer is a ported enclosure, which, like, if you don't know subwoofers, there's ported enclosures and there's sealed enclosures, and I don't really know like the difference. My brother does. I asked him a lot of questions, but so he told me, and everywhere you look on the internet, they're saying the B&O enclosure is too small to be a ported enclosure. Yet that's what Ford put in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to decide between whether I should leave it sealed or leave it ported or seal it up with like some spray foam or something. Right. So I've just been driving around for the past week and a half, taking a sock and shoving it in the port and then taking it out and seeing which I like better. I still don't know. I'm going back and forth.
Well, you took out the factory speaker though, right? And replaced it with a decent speaker.
I replaced all of them, but I had a mid package, 2022 mid package. So I didn't have a subwoofer enclosure back there.
Yeah.
So I went to my dealer's parts counter and bought the B&O subwoofer and then just modified it to fit. But you don't have to do that if you got a 23, because you got, I mean,
Well, maybe
Supposedly
because
it's coming back, but
that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen Ford announce was like, hey, everybody gets a subwoofer. And then a week later, it's
Just
like,
kidding.
nobody gets a subwoofer.
We're just kidding.
It's like they had a big meeting and said, okay, we're going to get rid of it. And then whoever went to write the article said, oh, they said we're going to get everyone's going to get it, and didn't fact check.
Well, PR never talks actually manufacturing. So,
Yeah.
They're
Well,
giving
it's
time
so
to-
funny. I saw a comment the other day for like the credit or whatever. It's like, does this mean we're not getting speakers? It took everything I had to not comment, saying, yeah, it means you have no speakers at all. There's no radio, like no hands-free calling, no Sirius XM.
Yeah, I saw that post.
It took everything I had in me not to say that.
Steve P, if you're going to give us a super chat, which I greatly, greatly appreciate, you could leave a comment too. It's okay.
Or ask a question.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't be scared. No, but Steve, thank you for all the support. Yeah, so I know I did the front speakers and the pod speakers. The pod speakers, I could not tell a difference at all. I haven't done the force scan where you can adjust the what you just basically turn the B&O programming on, if I remember right, with the force scan, right?
Yeah, well, you just so Ford's got like an EQ setting programmed into the module, and you just go into force scan and disable it, and then it turns it off.
Oh, okay.
And he's got a video for it, Dave.
I do. I got a video for it.
I'm leading people to want to go to his channel and check
don't
this
give
stuff
too
out.
much information.
But I have heard though that that makes a big difference. Did you notice a sound difference?
Yes, that probably made the biggest difference. I mean, those rear pod speakers are kind of worthless anyway because they're tiny little 4-inch speakers. But there's like people out there that I think Mabet, that Chinese company that sells stuff on Amazon.
Oh, my back or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is. Anyway, they sell like bigger pods, and a lot of people are going that route. But I looked at it; it's always out of stock. I might do it. I don't know.
Yeah, you can get a 6-inch speaker, I think, with those versus the little 4-inch. But no, like even because I put kicker speakers all through ours, except for I haven't done the kick panels yet, and like it's still just a high pitched. My daughter's she hates sitting in the back if we crank it up because it's just like glass, like or hands on a chalkboard. It doesn't sound good at all.
Well, there was something you were playing yesterday, and like I had to put my finger over my ear because it was just so like it hurt my ears. I don't know what you were playing yesterday.
NSYNC.
I don't know. Now I'm going to have to know.
It was like nails on chalkboard.
Well, it's like being
and I was in
like
the passenger
married
seat
for 16 years, huh?
Oh, is it? Is it like being married for 16 years? Is that how that works?
Maybe.
Wow, you heard that here first.
So what's next for? Obviously, I'm looking at 8 videos, basically all about. Well, I guess 6 of them are about stereo. There's like a few people did Ford's trail app, which was awful. I didn't even want to get a video on that app right now because it was not ready to be released. It seems like how is people, since you have a different take on things, how have people went to your channel and enjoyed it? Comments, what's the feedback like?
I got my first hate comment yesterday.
Oh, it's only begun.
Yeah, I need to get like, you know how they send out those play buttons? They need to send out.
Yes, you should totally
first
print
hate
it off.
comment award.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's been fine. I don't know where people are coming from. There's like a whole bunch of analytics that YouTube gives you, but I haven't looked at any of them. I'm assuming most of them are coming from the forums. Yeah. But yeah, overall, the feedback's been good, except for that one hate comment.
Well, nice. definitely learn the studio part of YouTube. It will make a big difference in your life of understanding.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to do this. I don't know. I mean, obviously, you guys have jumped like headfirst into it, and you're like, trying to get brands to notice you and give you vehicles and all that stuff. I don't even know if I want to do that. That seems like a lot of work, but maybe.
It is. Trust me. Yes, it's a lot of work.
It is, but it's. I guess for us, because we've both worked in the music business, for us, it's kind of that
fills that need.
It kind of fills that need to be like, oh, we get to drive a car. Like, and a lot of times we get to drive cars that we would never buy or put in our driveway, or, thinking of it, we would never put it in our driveway, but then we drive it and we go, oh, I might put this in my driveway.
Yes. Lexus LC 500 would be in my driveway ASAP. Yeah, no, I'm obviously not everybody wants to do this as a gig, but definitely like it would just kind of help you guide you or your audience is like, oh, you can kind of see their interest by like how they watch your channel and stuff. So I definitely would recommend for that. What's up? What's next for your videos? Are you back to more speakers or what's going on?
So speakers are almost done. I got a Skyrider.
Ooh,
It's the thing that
Nice.
Allie
the,
had.
the
Yeah,
sunrise.
Skyrider.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw she posted on, I don't know where it was, Instagram probably. She posted it once she was allowed to actually talk about it. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get
Oh,
one
when
of
those
those. So
sneaky people they got photos of it before people were supposed to talk about it.
It was so funny because Andrew, he helps run Michigan Bronco Club. He was testing one too. I made it to the grocery store, which is like, it was 20 minutes from my house. And I was there for about 15 minutes. And by the time I was about halfway home, he texts me and he goes, "You've been spotted." I'm like, how? How in the hell has someone already found like where I was and like what the top was? And it was plastered all
And
over.
the fact that you were at the grocery store for such a short period of time.
Yeah,
is what's
I want to
funny.
say like 15 minutes tops. Like I got a prescription and got, I think just like dinner or something, and it was like back out. So it was like 15 minutes tops I was there. And apparently the person who took the picture was parked right next to me. They're like, "I thought it looked like a different top." I'm like, well, if you would have walked around to the other side, you would have seen the tag of who
on
was the top.
how are you even supposed to test it without driving around?
Well, that's the thing. Like they knew it was gonna happen. Cause like, I mean, leaks happen all the time. And like they weren't mad or anything. Cause like I got scared of even like messaging my contacts saying, "Hey, like I know you said don't post anything, but like it's already out." He goes, "We know." He's like, "We just didn't want you guys broadcasting that you were testing it." I'm like, "Okay, got it." So that was understandable, but yeah, I'm obsessed with that top. You're gonna love it.
Cool. It's in a box in my basement. I gotta drag it out. I gotta take off my roof rack first, which is probably gonna be a gigantic pain. But well,
I heard that's real fun.
yeah, it's a really I got the Trail Racks roof rack. It's really, really good. But I have a feeling they didn't really design it to be able to like install it and remove it every season. I think it's supposed to be like a permanent thing. So it's probably going to be a pain to get off, but I'll do it.
Which to me doesn't really make any sense because I've heard that. So with yours, with the rack you have, you probably can't even take your front panels out without taking it off, right?
Yeah, I mean
Or it's very tight.
It's very tight, and I've already scratched one of my panels trying to get it out.
Yeah,
So
that's what I've heard. That's the only gripe that I've heard about that is that there is that such a tiny space to be able to get it out, and it's not like it's something that's super light and easy, and that
Yeah.
it's a little bit awkward to be able to deal with. So it doesn't surprise me that you scratched it.
Yeah. So I'm curious because tonight's topic was before I knew you could jump in. We were going to talk about, like five kind of things that you can do to your Bronco. Clearly, from looking at your channel over here, speakers would be one of yours. I'm assuming would be one of your things that you change right away.
Yeah, speakers, roof rack, like the factory roof rack. I don't know if any of you have used the factory roof rack. It's not great at all.
I'm just was not a fan of how it looked personally.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with the 4-door. I don't know why they didn't make it extend all the way to the back on the 4-door. It's like they made the 2-door roof rack and were like, all right, whatever. But anyway, so it's not good.
So what would be a number 2 thing besides the audio system?
I don't know. I kind of want to do wheels and tires. I don't have the Sasquatch package.
Right.
I just got
the
base Bronco. So I kind of want to do tires next, but I don't know if do you have 37s or 35s?
No, 35s. I can't decide on which lift company I want to kind of go with. And so I've just like, we'll wear these tires out by the time Bronco is only a quarter of what we do here. So it's not, I don't have to make big changes. I'm not, this channel doesn't live or die with Bronco. So I can take my time with it, where I know there's other channels out there that they live or die with the latest thing they can shove on their vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. So the big problem for me is I'm in Connecticut, and
Mhm.
if you don't know anything about Connecticut, there is zero off-roading in Connecticut. There was one trail that the state closed down a few years ago. So if I want to go anywhere, I have to drive 4 or 5 states away to get there.
Right.
And like I was going to go to Supercell. Supercell is like a 17-hour drive for me, 15-hour drive. It's insane. So I'm afraid if I stick gigantic honking tires on it, I'm just going to kill my fuel economy.
Oh,
But
no doubt, because
for sure.
we went from the C-rated Goodyears, the 35s, to BFG MTs, you know, the KM3s, and I probably lost 2 miles a gallon easily. Just it is a heavier tire, obviously.
And that's
so
with my foot.
yeah, well, yeah,
Consistent foot.
Leadfoot over, who when we get a Mustang, I'm gonna have to hide the keys so she doesn't.
You shut your mouth, sir. It's my Mustang.
But yeah, but no, it does, like tires, like that's a big thing that people don't realize is they just think, oh, I'm just gonna go get whatever the latest Nitto or whatever you want to run, and you're like, you need to, like, there's a science to be. I research weight of tires, and there's like, I want a good tire, but at the same point, I try to find the lightest tire I can. And of course, with Bronco, they put a C-rated tire on there for ride quality because they want these things to ride well. Except for C-rated tires in a 315/70 is like a nightmare to find anybody that makes a tire for that.
yeah, and the factory, so the Sasquatch tires are really light.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't gotten good reviews about them. Like, it's probably fine for a factory tire, whatever. But I don't know if I would buy them. I don't know. I'll probably do. There's a KO. Did you see the KO3s are coming out? BFG
Well, I
KO3s.
got to see them in person on the new Ranger Raptor, and they're because we're a big BF Goodrich family here. I will research tires, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of brand loyal.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's such an improvement. The sidewalls of them, the lugs on the side are real nice. If that tire would have been out when we got the KM3s, they would have put the KO3s on it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you can buy those yet.
I don't think
Probably
they've
not.
officially announced them yet. They may have. I don't.
Coming.
Right. Yeah. Ford.
They probably would have, since they know that they launched Ranger Raptor.
Well, tire companies are strange with that because the KO2 hasn't been out but maybe 7 years or so, and it just showed up one day on some Baja trucks, and people were freaking out about it, and then it took like a few months for them to actually announce it.
Weird.
I don't know if
They
it's
they haven't explained like what's different about them between that and the KO2s, because I really like the KO2s. The stock Badlands tires are KO2s, and
I
really
love
like
my
them.
KO2s. That's why I'm having such a hard time like figuring out what I want to do next with my Bronco, because it's like, I want to upgrade to the Everglades wheels, but I don't know if it's going to look awkward with 33s.
No, why would it?
I don't know.
But here's the thing: is you like what you like, man. I've given up on worried what people think.
I don't care what people think. I'm just worried that I'm not going to like it.
She's going to spend the money and then have to spend the money to put bigger tires on it.
Well, what you do is like everybody does on Facebook, these auto groups. You just go, show me picture of this wheel with KO2 on there.
That's the Amazon.
I don't want to be that person.
No, I know, but that, like, I hate that brutal, like, show me. Like, we're all 5 years old.
That's the thing. I've Googled it. I've tried to find stuff myself, and like no one's done it yet. So I'm like, because wheels and tires, I think, is next for me.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I have 38,000 miles already, so.
Yeah, but you can get 50, 60,000 miles out of those tires pretty easily.
I know, but it's just time.
I'm telling you, go 35s, Allie. I'm telling you.
I know, but then I'm
doesn't
going
want to
to
screw it up.
lift, and I don't know who to choose. I don't know. We'll narrow.
I don't think. Do you need a lift? I'm pretty sure you don't need a lift for 35s.
No, because the Sasquatch package is only like a half-inch more of.
Yeah, it's only a half-inch bigger, but.
If you like,
there's no takeoffs at your dealership that you could throw in there and see if they fit. Does your dealership do that? Because I do find it nasty that a lot of dealers will put their wheel package on these things and then they hide the tires in back, and you're like, and then they charge you more for the wheels and tires. You know,
I think it's really funny because someone that used to work at our dealership like sells them all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And I know some big dealerships that do that. tall dealerships. That's one practices that I'm like always a little iffy on. Now I don't know, maybe that's just how dealers do. I don't
Well,
know.
because like, and that's the thing, because like I knew what was going on, and I wanted to try and get like a deal. No, he was charging me like, hi. He was charging me like $3,000 at the time. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, I know exactly what you're doing. Like, hard pass.
Clearly, dog doesn't like that either.
Yeah, it's been a long day, and I had a feeling this was gonna happen, but
She's like,
we'll
"Ma."
sit her down eventually.
Yeah. So yeah, find some takeoff. Come on, Allie. Find some takeoffs. Try it out.
I know, but we haven't had any stock Broncos. Literally everything we've had has been tagged before it came in, or like they haven't changed anything. Because like I tell my customers, I'm like, if you end up changing anything, let me know. I even had a coworker who bought someone who backed out of one, and it was just coming off the truck. He's like, "Is that available?" I'm like, "As of right now, yes." He's like, "My wife's coming up right now." I'm like, "Okay." And the first thing he was like, because he has a Sasquatch, he's like, "I'm gonna trade wheels and tires." I'm like, "Well, if you do, tell me." And he still hasn't done it yet. So
Now, when you say tagged before it comes in, tell us imbeciles what that means.
So basically, if you ordered a Bronco, let's say I ordered a Bronco and it already has a VIN number and I decided I didn't want it. At that point, that dealer cannot cancel that car, and we will put the name on the person who wants it next. And when it comes in, we still call the person who ordered it to make sure that like they haven't changed their mind and they still don't want it. And then if that's the case, we move to the second person.
Gotcha.
Who commented about these wheels?
Steve P.
Steve P. So
he's got them on the way.
He has ordered. This is kind of Allie. This is kind of like the wheels that that you like, that they'll probably never build again. So
yeah, but I can still get the wheel.
That's true. I think they're actually on Ford Performance website now that you can buy them, which is kind of a kiss of death for them.
Yeah, because they used to be on for a cheaper price, and then they realized that we need to mark these up, and then they did. So,
well, it's about the only way they're going to sell parts off of that vehicle.
You think the Everglades is actually going away?
Well, the take rate. Every dealer I've talked to, from Tim to Mitchell and all these guys, the take rate has been so low.
Yeah, our dealer had one sale, and the guy walked out, and it was end up being bought by one of those salespeople.
Yeah.
So I don't know what people don't like about them, but they're not selling well.
I think it's the engine. Honestly, I
personally don't need a snorkel, but I mean, I think it looks cool.
Yeah, well, it's not the most attractive snorkel either. But no, I just think that if you look at what it ends up costing, you're basically paying for some cool wheels. The trim color is this kind of ugly green, in my opinion. That doesn't ever seem to match. Well, it doesn't ever seem to. I've always bitched about this with Bronco. Their trim colors never seem to match anything else about the vehicle. But so you get that, you're getting the marine grade leather. You're forced into a hard top, which I know most people wanted anyways. But I don't know. You look at the MSRP on it, and you're like, geez, I could have got a Badlands for this price.
Dirk said, "Leave the billboard alone, Dave."
I know, Dirk. I've always told you guys, you buy what you like, and remember, my opinions are just my opinions. But the sales, Dirk, if you do look at the sales numbers of them, and Ford will never tell you exactly, so that's why you ask dealers. The take rate is awful, less than 1%.
I mean, we don't actually get like how many of each are sold. At least I don't, as a salesperson. I just bug other sales people at other dealers, just asking.
Well, your GM would know. Your GM would know how many they've sold. Have you seen one? Have you seen one come through your dealer?
No.
See? Really? That's why I think it's dead, and I think it was an easy way for Ford to be like, "Oh, parts problem. We maybe next year it'll be back." But I know they have some special vehicles coming, so there'll be something more expensive to take its place.
That's why I keep just kicking the can down the road of what Bronco I'm going to order next.
Well, I know.
So here's a good one. Do you think the manual is coming back?
Well, I think that goes away too eventually.
No, I think it's coming back.
I think it's coming back. See, I thought it was going to stick around, and I thought they were going to put it in the Ranger. because it's the same powertrain, and they put it in the Ranger over in Australia or wherever the heck.
They did. There's not. See, the thing is, there's not as much of a take rate. They're gonna keep the manual around for a little bit longer.
No, well,
like
for Bronco is an enthusiast vehicle that people want a manual. Ranger is not, even though most of us look at Ranger like the Raptor and stuff, and like, oh my god, it's a cool off-road vehicle. Most people that buy Ranger do not look at it's just a truck to most people. So that's why they didn't put it in there. Of course, Toyota may force their hand with that a little bit, seeing as how the new Tacoma is going to have a manual transmission, and you don't want to lose sales, even if it's 5% of your sales. You don't want to lose those sales to another brand.
Greg Abar said, how many swamps do any of us live by?
Hey, there's plenty of swamps in Michigan.
No, there is, because they did a press tour up there. I didn't get invited to that one, but they did a press of they took a bunch of press up northern Michigan, and snorkels aren't even a water clearance really, man. It's about high air. You want your cool, clean air as the higher you go on these dusty trails.
How many more cameras can they shove on the Bronco, though? Then again, I have luck, so never mind.
I don't even like the cameras, but whatever. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool, but
I wish I had the 360 on ours, though.
Do you?
I wish, yeah.
Team 360.
I think it would be totally. It would be nice when we're.
When I'm telling you to go left and you actually need to go right. So
I can actually see which way you're going.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If any of y'all ever wheel with us, just know it's Marital Nation on the trails.
It's fun.
We fight because we love.
Who's the better spotter between the two?
Oh, he's absolutely the better spotter.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
But so Kelly had to learn to spot some, because we used to do a ladies run with this Nissan event we put on, and one of our
organizers.
Yeah, co-organizers. She was a badass, and
like
she
badass.
She would definitely go out to what's the ladies thing out in California?
Baja.
No. The Compass deal. I can't. Man, my
Rebel.
Rebel Rally.
Rebel Rally.
She would kick ass at that.
Yeah,
like,
she would.
She was a badass. But then they decided to have a family, and it ruined off-roading. So this one over here had to learn.
I had to step in because we still had women coming, and the rule was that women guides, women drivers. Like, guys could be in the passenger seat or passengers, but they could not be guides, and they couldn't drive. So I had to learn really quickly.
But driving helps you too, though. You learn how to spot by driving. Sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
But so wheels would clearly, I've seen a few wheel comments in this thing. So wheels would be something that people, and I guess that's pretty common, because we had a little Bronco event here on the square in Middle Tennessee, and I seen a lot of the trucks had new wheels on them. So I would say wheels would probably be, if not number one, number two on people's list of what they want.
Aw, Nikki. Nikki says Kelly's good at it too. She spotted me at Hollyoaks in her truck.
That was a fun day.
That was a fun day.
Speaking of, that reminds me. So if you guys were hoping to see us at Hollyoaks in a couple weeks, life happened and have screwed us up that we're not going to get to come
unless
up there.
Tennessee gets rained out the next week and a half and pushes.
Our daughter's softball team, who we coach, they decided to put tournaments that week.
Yeah. So
it's kind of, I think the head coach not showing up might be a problem, and it's killing me because I just want to. Well, we were going to get the seat covers were going to be installed up there.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun things can't happen now. Well, we'll probably be up there the next week or so because Allie will have our Mustang.
Facts.
We're going to fly up for that one though.
Yeah.
Did you decide who gets to drive it back?
Oh no, we've been fighting about that. Yes. Oh, that's definitely a fight of who gets.
I'll let y'all know who drives it away.
Oh no, she'll be driving it away. I drove the Bronco. So, like most people, the Bronco. You guys have heard this before. The Bronco was supposed to be mine, and then she fell in love with the thing, and I'm all excited. It came in, and it's in the showroom. Of course, we're pissed off about how we were treated, but I'm driving, smiling, and then I get about halfway, and I'm like, if I don't pull over now and let her take us the rest of the way home, I'll be dead. Like,
the channel will kill me. And
no, I think you would. Yeah,
I would have as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't have lived. So, and you had some pretty high heels that day. So I didn't want to be glutton.
Oh gosh, this is not ID channel, sir.
But yeah, so no, definitely that. So No, Kelly will get to drive the Mustang.
It's a 9-hour drive home, y'all. You'll switch.
Well, it's a Mustang. It'll be a 7-hour drive home.
Oh, that's true.
We'll probably get to the Ohio border and then I'll go, okay, you want to drive now? Because I don't want to drive through your state. It's usually how that'll work.
That'll work for me.
And then we'll hit Kentucky
Sorry.
and I'll drive again.
No,
Sorry, Ohio people, but your state's boring.
Dude,
Do
I'm
what?
sure Ohio's the worst.
I was going to say, sorry, Ohio people, but your state
Ohio
is
is not. Why
Yes,
do people
it
think
is.
it's boring?
It's so bad. I'm sorry. They target Michigan drivers from the inch you drive onto Ohio land.
Hey, you know what? Ohio has better roads because
I
when you
don't
hit the state line from Ohio to Michigan, you're like, what the hell happened here? Like,
Y'all
how is
always
this place the home of the car? And they don't know what a road is.
That's how
And
they
you can't say weather because Northern Ohio gets the same amount of weather. Kelly's coworker. But no, I like it. We'll have fun with the car though, and
For sure.
we'll fight over it, and you know, and then a few months later it'll be gone out of our life
Because of the Ranger Raptor.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Hopefully.
So Valley Dude 5000, the Mustang is scheduled for the week of the 12/13/14th.
Speaking of Allie, the date has changed again. It just keeps moving back and forth. I don't know if you've.
What's it at now?
I haven't had anything change on my side.
I don't know. I'm sure it's just something Ford's goofiness.
Stop.
So Ragnacon, when you tires, would you change your wheels?
I would have done it.
No. So I bought a set of Sasquatch wheels off of somebody local.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got it for those are really expensive on the forums, but
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know why everybody's going after them. They're not. I got mine for $450, but on the forums they're going for like over $1,000. It's crazy.
Just the wheel itself, or
just the wheel? Well, the wheels and the sensor, whatever that thing's called,
yeah.
TPMS or whatever it is.
Yeah, I've seen tires and everything just takeoffs for around $1,200 here locally, which I actually like the wheels. I was talking to somebody yesterday about it because they had some what were those wheels?
No idea.
I can't remember, but they had some awesome wheels, and I told him, I was like, yeah, man, I kind of was itching to buy those wheels, but I'm like, I would just beat them up. So I don't want anything fancy on this because we do go off-road, when we can, and stuff that will scratch the wheels up. So I'm just like, I'll just find somebody's takeoffs, just throw those back on, and just keep beating those up. So
would you put the actual, because on Ford Performance they got the actual beadlock rings? Would you ever install
those?
No,
I think it's a waste. For what I do, I'm not. If you're airing down to 5 to 8 psi, man, you're probably doing stuff that that I'm not going to do in that thing in a brand new $50,000 vehicle. And people do it, but I know my buddy Luke with Lifestyle Off-Road, he has them, and he's running actual beadlocks, and he likes it. But for us, like I've aired down to 15 is about as low as I ever go, and I've never found like, man, I'm about to blow a
that
bead.
They were that squishy.
Yeah, I'm going to blow a bead here. But so here's our latest. There's the latest on the old Mustang. So the little
but it's showing it's in production though.
Do what?
I said it's showing it's in production though.
Yeah,
well,
it's been that way for.
But I screen capture these and I've looked, and I think now the way because used to these dots would be all over the map. They didn't make any sense. I think that's just green for the next step now. When
green go.
Yeah, when it checks, it'll be done. But now it's the week of the 15th or the day the 15th,
which is a Thursday,
which has been from the 12th to the 15th now. But I've seen it go to the 13th, back to the 12th. And I have reached out to someone at Ford Communications to see if we could get this thing sped up a little bit. So I don't know if they're playing with it or what's going on that end. But and we can looky there. Look, Ford of Brighton. Yeah, and I bet if you change that info
myself out of my account.
If you change that info to Allie D or what is it?
Leave her be.
You can talk to Allie that way and buy a car from her. But,
only if you buy a car.
But no window sticker, as you can see. No window sticker. Probably next week, I guess we'll see a window sticker.
Yeah, about 7 days out. Usually what it is.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursdays are update days. They always are.
Thursday this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Allie, so you'll know before we will, anyways. So if you actually pay attention.
She said no.
I'll be
No.
going up north.
Well,
She's like,
you're
"I'm
on
checked
vacation.
out."
Yeah, you're on
Nope.
vacation, but now watch this car show up for somehow, and you're up north, and I'll be like, sorry, Allie.
Thanks.
You gonna do anything to the Mustang, or are you gonna keep it stock?
It's
Nothing.
completely a short-term ownership. We wanted to experience kind of what I feel like is the last V8 pony car you're going to ever see. Now they'll do variations of this car. They'll do a GT 500 and such, but I just kind of wanted to experience, you know, the bread and butter is the GT. And so I thought that's the best model to kind of, we got to drive it. We got to enjoy it for a while and, you know, move on. I'll be honest though. I don't know that Mustang survives the next 15 years. So
I don't know if it does.
We'll see. I mean, honestly, everything's still so crazy in the auto world.
well, the sales numbers of it are but that's why Chevrolet's killing Camaro is because the just sales. It doesn't make sense to continue to build cars
But
like that.
Yeah, but it's what they push too. So.
Unless we win the lottery, and then my Mustang can stay.
And the Bronco, or the Ranger Raptor.
Really putting a lot.
Yeah, all three.
A lot of.
All three could be in the driveway.
I did like though that somebody was commenting on. Was it last week's show? They were like, "So which one goes away, the Bronco or?" You're like,
"Oh, it was Nikki and Gia going
Yeah.
back in the chat."
Oh,
and
that's right.
Going, no, Rebecca's not going anywhere.
yeah,
Rebecca's
they were
not
like, "So
going
her
anywhere."
Bronco's going away, right?" And I was like, "Are you guys trying to get me killed here?"
It was on Facebook.
Yeah.
Laura, I wish you were going to Mackinac too. Bummed.
Allie,
So
what is
Yeah, no beadlocks on the Mustang.
yeah. Allie, what did you get in the mail? So I know this would be one of your mods that you might tell people to do.
I'm stoked for this.
If you're ready to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't mean to ruin your surprise.
So yeah, I was gonna do an Instagram post.
Oh, we'll do that.
Well, then do it
No,
later.
it's
Just-
okay. I'm really excited about it. So
Your
Laura,
Instagram
as
people
you
won't like
mentioned,
this.
I'm going to Mackinac this weekend, so I'm a huge camper. I love camping. So Laura from Bronco Nation got one of these Meraki hammocks. So as soon as Laura mentioned Randall's name, I had reached out to him. I emailed him. And I got a custom-made hammock. That's teal, obviously, with gray stitching to also match Bucky. But it comes, so I have to mess with this to see how it hangs, but I've seen a ton of people comment. Basically, you have two hooks. One goes in the front of the Bronco, one goes in the back corner of the Bronco. And it's just two hooks.
Wait, so this hangs in the Bronco?
You hang in the Bronco.
What?
And Laura has a 2-door Bronco, and I have a 4-door, and it works in both of them.
What's the name of this company again, Allie?
Meraki. It's Meraki. He has a Facebook. I reached out to him it was Instagram, and then we just started emailing. But it's like a super nice material too, and there's also a little bag that comes with it.
Well,
so this is what the BN crew was talking about during their live stream.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, why is everybody?
That's the thing. I asked Laura about it, and she was look at dogs. Perfect.
Dogs.
So you're gonna put it in there, and you're gonna actually sleep in this.
I don't know if I'm going to sleep in it yet, but I'm just going to hang out in it. Because I have IAG's blow-up mattress to try out, too.
With the top on or top off?
You can do it both ways.
I know. I'm saying, which way are you going to go with it?
Oh, I'll try both, just to see how it is. Like, during the day, I'll probably just chill with the top open. I might sleep in it overnight. Oh, actually... He's in the chat. Randall Brown.
Well,
we're talking about your stuff.
We are talking about your stuff.
I'm obsessed. Like, I'm so excited to try it out. I'm really excited I made it for Mackinac because I'm going camping this weekend.
Annie has a installation video.
Yes.
I'm the first to like it, by the way. Notice that Allie didn't even like your video.
Ooh.
I haven't installed it yet.
But here's the link to that. There are a lot of cool things like this to add to your vehicle. I've seen some versions of this that probably Chinese made that I'd be a little scared to put my body into.
That's the
This looks
thing. Like
actually really cool.
they hand make these, and Randall, obviously correct me if I'm wrong with anything. Like I got to customize like everything. I sent him a picture of my Bronco. He asked the type of color that I wanted. Obviously, we're just gonna keep going with the Tiffany blue theme with Bucky here, and then I picked the stitching color too. But it's like the nicest material. Like 10 out of 10 recommend.
I see puppy noses on the window.
I'm telling you. I don't know what Maya will do, honestly, with like I don't know if she'll lay in it with me, but that way she has more room in the Bronco if I do something.
Yeah, I was gonna say if not, she lays below you and then she's got more room.
Exactly.
Yeah, then you have to like accessorize your Bronco for your dog.
Oh, he does so he just commented he does hand stitch every single
Wow.
And I will say his emails were like on point. He always like answered, like it was awesome.
That's very cool.
And there's Tidy Cat in the back.
I know, I noticed that.
Wait, do you have cats you put in this thing too?
That's the thing. Like one goes in one corner, then you do the one in the other corner, and then I think look at him just chilling. He gives you all the stuff.
That's awesome.
So Randall, can you install the hardtop with that bracket on, or do you have to take the bracket off? I'm curious.
Good question. Well, because I see it with hardtops on, so
you should already have this installed so we can answer these questions, man. Come
right?
On. Oh, his cat loves hanging.
That's awesome.
I kind of want it, but I also am looking at it and I'm like, I don't even know if I could like get myself in and out of that without that would have flipping over or whatever.
That would be a challenge for me.
That would have been great for my overnight video. Hey, I'll do one. Send us one and I'll do an overnight video in the Bronco again.
You'll sleep in the Bronco.
So he just said that you keep the bracket installed.
Oh,
keep the bracket installed and put the top back on.
Yeah.
Nice.
So then you just hang from it when you want to hang from it, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hanging around.
Oh, and these goddamn things orange too. Oh man.
That's very cool.
I'm very excited about it. And the thing, like, the material is awesome. Like, it feels super heavy duty.
Well, and speaking of somebody I would add, definitely Mountains of Metal.
Yes.
We rode around with their Squatch basket for quite a while till a competing vendor decided to remove it and
uninstalled
and put his own product in its place during Supercell. But
and then told me not to tell Dave, and I was like,
we won't mention any names.
I was like, I noticed it before you even said don't tell Dave. Come on.
Like, how would I not notice it? It's
right?
a big thing up there. But yeah, so there's definitely like they have some stuff that when we saw at Supercell, I was very excited by, like the med box or whatever they call that. That's pretty rad.
That thing's
right?
cool. I like that.
I've seen people complaining about the price of it, and I'm like, you realize like they're making these from scratch. This isn't some Chinese made like some guy getting paid pennies.
Speaking of, they also got a mount so when I was doing the audio stuff, figuring out where to install the amp was the hardest part. They actually have a mount for, I think they made it for a radio. But you can stick an amp on their mount and put it behind your glove box, which is pretty cool. I wish I would have saw that.
Yes, for the Midland radios.
Yeah. I wish I would have saw that. I did my project.
Talked about that yesterday.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
I think Jody or somebody, Bird Dog Off-Road Adventures now. I can't remember Jody's name.
Overland Adventures, maybe?
But yeah, this thing here was really rad. Now, once again, it's $400. It's a lot of money, but if you just like, that's the thing with Bronco is, and even like Wrangler, there's not a ton of anywhere you can take advantage of some space is like a good thing. So
yeah,
definitely this is gonna be on our list one of these days. Once I fix the table back there.
Yeah, about that.
Sorry, Tuffy.
Wait,
I screwed.
what about the table? I didn't hear.
Oh,
about the table.
I accidentally drilled a hole in the wrong spot for the Tuffy table. And
Oh, good job. Good job.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
'cause I
really
wasn't
jumping next
assisting.
to it.
Problem is like doing trying to hold the mount up there, trying to mark it and all by yourself. Yeah, do not recommend.
Also,
you
Mountain
understand
Cemento just
why
said
I
the
do
lockable
it.
version.
Do what, Allie?
Mountain Cemento just said the lockable version is out now.
Ooh,
Go for the box.
we wouldn't know. But this little basket here, super handy.
Yes.
Super handy for I think he launched that when he was the first time he was on the show. He launched this little product.
Yeah,
Because
because it came out the next day.
you wouldn't believe, and I've seen people bitching about this price, $100. Like anything, $100 now is like what $20 used to be to me. Like it, I know it's money.
We are
but
not that rich.
no,
I
we're
promise you.
not rich at all.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But for a part, like $100 on any kind of part now is relatively like, yeah, you're gonna spend $100 on that. But to put your glasses and stuff up there, like stuff that you kind of forget that, oh, the Bronco doesn't have a way to do this. I've mentioned this a couple times because we really like it, and it's still sitting in our garage. I think we're gonna give it to somebody locally, probably, so I don't have to ship the thing. But yeah, no, I like this thing a lot, and I would 10 of 10 on that one.
For sure.
But there's a lot that Nick and them are doing that I actually like quite a bit. That this here, the limiter, which we were at a meet yesterday, and our tailgate was all the way out. What is it, like 270 degrees or whatever it's supposed to be? But then the car next to us couldn't pull into the parking spot, another Bronco, because the tailgate was in that parking spot. So this would actually be pretty nice for that situation.
Yeah.
We talked about this yesterday. I was like, oh, that's where the tailgate limiter would have been nice right now to stop that tailgate from flying out.
Yeah. Brian, any other parts companies out there that you're kind of like, yeah, this is kind of on my list of to add?
So my bucket list item, I guess, is a overlanding trailer, which I know you guys have talked about a while back. But
Same.
they are just so expensive.
I know.
Like you look at the Patriot trailers, and it's
God.
all right, I guess I'm buying a whole new car in trailer form.
Yeah.
So I was really liking turtleback trailers, and they went out of business, but it seems like they got bought by
Somebody said they're back. Yeah.
Yeah, they got bought out by some company in Tennessee, which I don't even know. You guys
they were
might have heard of them.
So they were out of Ohio, and they got bought by some Chinese company that moved them to Arizona. And I think they had their fill of that company. And yeah, so if they're coming to Tennessee, hey guys, we would love to try your product.
Yeah.
Greater Nashville area, says their website. Terra Rover Overland Company. I don't know if you've heard of them or not.
Interesting.
But anyway, so that's a bucket list item, but those are just so freaking expensive. I don't even know if I can justify it.
Yeah. Now, so Portals, Justin Zimmerman, who speaking of Mountain Cemento, he's with those guys. He wants portals. Portals, I've seen a rash of people wanting portals, and I think it's just because people kind of don't know what they are. And I've seen a rash of like, oh my God, I gotta have portals because 74 Weld does those, and now I think Bronkbuster is trying to do that stuff. And 1% of 1% of the aftermarket world or off-roading would ever use portals to what their needs are, but are pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know why you would buy them unless you're going like 40s.
Yeah,
like you don't need it for 37s. I don't know. Those are also pretty expensive. They're cool, but expensive.
Sorry, stole your mouse. Let's see, security enclosures. Is the Tuffy any good?
It depends on what you're looking for.
So we've been using the Diabolical ink. I'll pull their website up. The Tuffy's okay that I've seen. It's what Ford Performance resells of theirs. But I went after this guy to talk to him because I really liked his product, and that's Diabolical. And I'll put this in the link in here. I like the fact that, and he'll be on the show in a couple weeks. You cannot break into this thing from the top. The way they do all the bolts and stuff. I mean, I guess if you want to get into anything, you can get into anything, but it's not. There's no bolts sticking up from the top that you could easily unscrew. It's well thought out. It seals up the whole back of the thing. The only way to get in the back then is from the tailgate. But if you want to get into or if you need the space like it used to be, in probably less than a couple minutes, you can have basically the whole thing out. And it's pretty well thought out.
Because they have quick release under in the secured area.
Yeah.
So it's not, you can't do it on the outside. You can't do anything. You can't get it in the truck at all. From that perspective, like
and with our camera gear that we carry around, we'll carry several $1,000s worth of camera gear, and we've been in some areas that
parking garage that I didn't really want to.
Yeah, and I honest to God did not worry about my gear being in the back of this thing. Did we have doors on? I don't think we had doors on either, did we?
We did have doors on that day.
Okay, but I didn't worry about somebody breaking in on it. I'm a soft top anyways, so
look at her.
She's like totally staring you down.
But in the other side of that, from a parenting perspective, like we keep our daughter's softball gear in there, and those that don't know, softball gear is not cheap. Like she's got 2 bats, her catcher's gear, and all the stuff that goes in there. And so during softball season, it runs in the back of our truck at all times. So it is sitting there.
Like $800 in bats in the back of the thing.
Something stupid.
But the Tuffy one, and nothing against Tuffy one because I'm pretty good friends with those people, but theirs brings a rack down here. It just takes up a lot of extra space, where this one is well thought out at the way it mounts. You can still use your hard top, soft top. Doesn't change any of that. So that's who we would use.
And if you're talking about the Tuffy drawer, and that's where I was going with it, it depends on what you're looking for, because the Tuffy drawer, it's great if you're looking for just a drawer, not the full enclosure. For us, the full enclosure is exactly what we need and what makes sense for us. But Diabolical has a lot of great things that you can retrofit in there as well.
It's cool that this top, we have both pieces of this. We have both pieces. I've taken the top off right now because of softball season. Like Kelly said, we have big bags we store in there. But when we were going to go to Colorado, which that trip's in jeopardy right now too, all of our recovery gear and stuff would be under there. Plus, we could still have all of our suitcases and stuff on top. We're going to make it pretty nice to travel. But that's Alan's latest thing, and there is Alan being silly.
So then it makes it flat for you.
The cool thing about this as well is you can see it comes out very 500-pound rails on this thing, so it can hold a lot of weight. It's all aluminum, so it's not heavy. And I've seen Alan stand on this thing, so of course.
Well, it was funny because all the kids at softball camp today were like, "That's cool."
Oh, did you slide it out?
Yeah, because I slid it out so Sid could put her bag on there and slide it back in, and they were, "That's cool." I was like, "Yeah."
Which Alan, like I said, will be on the show in a couple weeks. I've got to finish a video. We're doing a video on that product, so I got to finish it, and then Alan's going to be on the show. But and once again, the Tuffy one, I like a lot of stuff that Tuffy does. We had the drawer system they do, very nice, drawer. easy to install. But I just kind of like this company better for what they do. So
Michael Nice just asked in chat, am I going to do a clutch upgrade for my 7-speed? I would love to, but I'm one of the lucky manual transmission owners where we grind our transmissions. So I'm waiting for replacement parts for that.
Well, I know Gia in the comments, she lost her clutch with 1,700 miles or something, and it looked like it had like 70,000 miles on the clutch.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, like there's some grinding. The synchronizer rings inside the manual transmission are grinding away on a bunch of different Broncos. So I think Ford just released new parts like a month and a half ago or something like that, and it's filtering through the whole supply chain thing. So I've been waiting for parts since February. I was told they would arrive at the end of March, and we are now in June. So we'll see, but I'm not touching it because I don't want to screw up warranty.
Yeah, don't blame me on that one.
Yeah, I've had to, as a kid, I had to put a clutch in a S10, and after that, I was like, you know what? I kind of like the automatic life. I don't want to drop a transmission to put new clutch plate and everything in. Yeah, and then I wore a whole I don't know what they call what's the little plate that the pedal pushes, the hydraulic pedal pushes on the plate to disengage it. And I pushed a hole through that. I had to reinstall that part of it. That was cheap product, so yeah. So a lot of problems with that.
Come here.
She wants to be on TV, Allie.
She says, "Hi, Mom." See?
Mm-hmm.
She's all sass.
She wanted to run on her lead. Is that her problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we lost Brian's light.
Oh, what happened? Whatever. I didn't even notice.
So Brian, where are you at? Are you a CV guy? Or are you a new GRMS guy?
I don't. So when I used to go overlanding with my father, I was CV, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
All this new radio stuff, I don't know anything about it. I honestly don't. Yeah. I did have my ham radio license for a while. I didn't pay the renewal fee, so I lost it. But there's like all of these family 2A radios you got. I just don't know much about it. I probably should get one. Do people? Okay, so here's a question, because both of you have been on trail rides. Do people actually use them, or is it just like decoration?
Well, there's definitely
depends on the people you go with.
There's definitely a decoration factor. You know, people like adding parts to vehicles just because they see the forums and they think that's what you do. But no, we've GRMS has taken off, man. It really has over the past 5 years. Like it's clear like ham. But it's more of a budget of CB. You know, CB, if you don't get the tuning right of your antenna, it never works out right. There's always a potential to burn your radio up. But no, I like GRMS a lot. The only goofy thing is you got to pay I think it's every 2-year fee, something like that. But it's easy to install. There's no tuning. Oh, I think I got it.
Oh Lord.
Oh, it does still work.
Now go wash your hands. Just kidding.
I'll watch.
And the light's back.
There it is.
Oh, look, there he is.
Nope, and you missed him.
Did I miss him?
You did.
Damn it, man.
Here. You're not gonna get him.
Yeah, that's like 4 drinks you gotta take now, there, Dave.
Do what?
I said that's like 4 drinks you gotta take now, Dave.
No. I want to walk down the stairs. I don't want to fall down the stairs.
That's true.
Very true. Peugeot with the big $2 says I wouldn't last 5 minutes against my plasma.
Well, let's be honest. Not many people are carrying around plasma cutters to break into.
I know. Well, Peugeot's, you know, he's doing the camping lifestyle right now. So where are you putting these plasma cutter, man?
Right. Night, Nick. Thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you. I definitely oh shit, where was I going with that? The whole the plasma cutter. Oh, the trailer thing. So we had 2 episodes back. I was asking about towing some of this stuff, and man, I got a lot of crazy trailers. Where would you feel safe? What weight class would you feel safe, Brian, with towing with your Bronco?
So I have okay. So I was going to buy a Ranger before I bought the Bronco. I was actively searching for a Ranger because apparently if you buy a house, you like have to actually maintain it. It's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
So
weird.
Yeah, nobody told me about that before I bought this. But so obviously I didn't get a Ranger. Instead, I bought a utility trailer to act as my pickup bed. And I towed, up to the maximum weight limit on that, and that was fine. So
yeah. Any feel like it pushed the Bronco around with towing with max weight, or
it did on the interstate. Around town it was fine. So I have a 2.3 because I have the 7-speed, but people forget like the Ranger has the 2.3 and it's got 7,500 pound tow rating. So like
it's more like a guideline.
Yeah. There are people I've seen that on the Bronco forums that have really weighed down their Bronco, and it looks a little sketchy. So I don't know.
Big trailers, definitely some big
There's
trailers.
Some people who have definitely pushed the limits. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know if I would go that far, but for my little like Home Depot Lowe's runs, it's been fine with my little utility trailer.
That's been for us. We've always had a truck around. And with our Gladiator going away, which does fine for our small truck needs, we do. But yeah, I know I have a small trailer, little 12-foot trailer that I can pull anything I need if I need to lumber or something. So that's not really bothered us with the Bronco as far as like needing to tow anything. As long as you have a small trailer, you're great with that.
Yeah, the only challenge that we might experience this week, we were talking about tonight, is if we still have the Gladiator on Friday. I might need it because I've literally, the Bronco is going to be capped out with softball players. So like there's going to be me driving and then 4 other girls in there with all of their bags. So I think that that's really kind of where we're going to be topped out. So I might have to take the Gladiator so I can fit 5 bags.
As
there.
of now, we put our
4 bags.
Our camping chairs when we're at the field. We put the camping chairs on top of the diabolical
Yeah,
just because it's like,
top
oh,
of the
there's a
slipstream.
show.
Yeah.
So do you have plans for your Ranger Raptor yet?
Do what now?
Do you have plans for your Ranger Raptor yet?
Yeah, and see it in about 6 months. No, that's another vehicle that I don't plan on modifying.
What?
I don't think it really needs much.
A year.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't. Whenever I don't.
So doesn't it come with 33? I think it comes with 33s, right?
Yeah.
33.
And not even going to do 35s.
So I talked to the guy in charge of that program, and he said they could add 35s, and it's been done in Australia, but you lose 2 inches of up travel, and for that particular vehicle, they don't care. Like, it's all about travel. They want the maximum.
They're hitting goals with that truck, so
yeah.
But no, I think it would be fun with 35s. I think the fact that the new Bison, the Colorado Bison, gets 35s and that truck doesn't. There was some funny when we were chauffeured, as it were, to that event, and there was a pretty well known writing journalist there.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. And he was like, oh, it's going to come with 35s and it's going to get this and that, because I mean they're already doing 37s on the Bronco Raptor, and I was like, dude, they're not doing 35s.
He was like, it's not gonna. He was telling him, he was like, I don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't think it's gonna happen. And then when they announced it, like he was shocked.
Yeah, and he was like really questioning Ford about it, but no, that vehicle too. Like, I don't know what it needs. I mean, maybe some comms if you wanted to go trail riding, but I mean, we for years have wheeled with 33-inch tires, never had any problems. That vehicle, I wouldn't take it some of the rock crawling we do, because I don't think trucks generally do as well as the Bronco would. But no, that vehicle, I just want to experience. And then if you look at the prices now of the Raptors for Bronco, $90,000 for one of those things now. So I think year one, if you can get one year one, you could somewhat be affordable, but I think by year 2, year 3, they're $90,000.
Yeah. I really want one, but I just can't justify it. It's
a lot of money, and for less capability, but I like high horsepower vehicles, and the only bummer about that vehicle to me is it didn't get the 418 that the Bronco Raptor gets. That's the only bummer to me, that they kind of detuned it a little bit. And I know what it is. It's all about power to weight ratio, and it's lighter than the Bronco, so they're like, well, it doesn't need the same horsepower. But
did they publish what the towing is on that? Because usually, like, the Raptor vehicles have less towing.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, I don't remember what the number was.
It's a lot less, definitely a lot less. But if you see the setup, a full coil setup on this thing, you can see why. That truck, I was very amazed that they're still doing leaf springs on the lower trims of that vehicle.
Yeah.
It's basically the same setup as the current Ranger.
I'm pretty sure Tacoma got rid of their leaf springs, except on
it's an
SR or whatever it is.
Yeah, they're doing in their base model, I think, still has leaf springs, but past that, it's all coils now, if I remember right. Let's see. Paul asked, does the Gladiator have Rhino or Line-X? It has whatever it came with. That was something I would never order a vehicle without having some sort of bed liner, because I think it's goofy to not have it.
It's gonna scratch the crap out of it.
But to get the Ranger Raptor, we've ordered it without, and then Allie's going to have somebody locally shoot. I think she said Raptor liner is what they'll have put in it.
Line-X.
Was it Line-X? Okay. But yeah, and it's the same price, honestly.
I was looking through.
Tim Bart says 7,500, but that's not Bronco Raptor. I think he's just talking normal Ranger or Ranger Raptor. Capacity. Yeah. Let's see. Weight ratio is negotiable as long as they don't kill first and second gear. Well, the cool thing with a 10-speed transmission is you would never notice first and second gear anyways. Have you? Well, that's so you got the shift life, man. I will
do.
say in ours, like
I
you really,
really enjoy manuals, and I am sad that they're going away. But
yeah.
it's like the writing's on the wall. I get it.
Somebody published something. I think there's like 10 vehicles that you can still get a manual transmission with, and that's
I was
it.
shocked. I was shocked when Ford did it. I thought like they're going to keep the manual on the Mustang because it's the Mustang.
Mhm.
But and I figured, it would go away eventually once they switch to electric because they're going to do electric Mustangs someday.
Yeah.
But when they came out with the Bronco manual, I was shocked. And it really, like, I thought they might actually do the manual in the Ranger too, but no, that wasn't to be.
Well, so I've commented this many times. Toyota can do that because they sell over 200,000 a year. So 5% of 200,000 is understandable. Like that's still quite a few vehicles. 5% of either the Colorado or the Ranger at 100,000.
I
That
heard you
doesn't make
couldn't.
sense.
It's like I think I was watching you guys actually, and somebody said in the comments that you can't order a Toyota. So like you can't order a manual in a Toyota. You just kind of like Toyota just sends out whatever you build.
No, they would no. You'll be able to order, but Toyota, what they do is you don't get a lot of options. They just sell what they sell, and that's it. I mean, you can have an automatic or a manual, that you can order, but no, they don't. They don't have like Ford's confusing packages that it takes somebody like Allie studying for 20 years, it seems like, to understand what package takes the heater, the steering wheel heater, adds it to it. And that's one thing, like, I wish they would clear up with Bronco that the Jeep has right. Jeep, you just order their cold weather package and you get heated seats and the heated steering wheel. Like, you can do it across the board. And, that would have been the only reason to get the heated steering wheel is why we would have went up to the high package.
Yeah.
Really.
Am I an overlander or beachcomber? I've never heard of that before. So I'm an overlander because I'm from Arizona. But here in the Northeast, there's a lot of beachgoers. So I think like Outer Banks was the #1 selling Bronco in my region.
And which one do you have?
I have Badlands.
Okay.
Badlands package.
No Sasquatch.
So I haven't beat you up with a base squash then.
No. I have some pretty strong opinions about the base Bronco that I always get yelled at for. So,
let me know these. I get.
Can that be another conversation? Not on the live tonight.
I get beat up for my base. Should be a base in my opinion.
Okay, I just said, can we talk about it another time? Not tonight. Jeez, Dave.
What do you got from TJ Miller there? Does force scan change help with the stock?
Not really, because the stock speakers are terrible.
I did notice they did in 2020, late 22. They did change those speakers. It's a different speaker than what the earlier ones were.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if because I have a late 22. Well, I don't know what's considered late. I have an August built 22. So I don't know if I got the new speaker or the old speaker.
I'm not sure. I want to say it was around December when people were noticing. Somebody sent me a while back. They sent me both speakers. You could the magnet was different. You could definitely tell they've listened to feedback. Whether it sounds any better or not, I couldn't tell you, but they did listen to a little bit of feedback on that.
You can have the remote back.
The remote? Thanks.
My light has cooled down.
Oh,
it was overheating.
The conversation was too hot.
Oh my god.
Allie, what's that one thing that you're that one thing for your Bronco that you've been like itching to buy but you just can't justify?
Did
Allie freeze?
I think she did.
I gotta screenshot this. Cool. Got
it. Choke me up there. Like the facial expression too there is just perfect.
It's good. It's a good place to freeze.
She's like, has that All right, let me ask you, Brian, what's that one thing that you can't justify but you kind of want, that silly purchase for this thing?
Other than the overlanding trailer, which I already talked about, so I wonder if anybody's actually successfully done a V8 swap on the Bronco.
Started it
like the Rangers have, what what are they called? AW or something most wanted, where they do Hemi swaps on the Wranglers.
Oh yeah, America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, those are really, really cool. And I'm just kind of waiting for somebody to do that on the Bronco. I don't know if it's going to be possible.
There was a
But-
YouTube channel out there. I can't remember the name. I haven't seen a video in a while, but they got a Coyote in it, and I forget. I think they were using an F-150 transmission. But I haven't. You know how YouTube does? Like it'll recommend something, or
Yeah.
you'll be watching something, and suddenly, if you don't click it within the next 5 minutes, you don't see it for 2 months. Like so,
It
I
gave you the shot.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah,
And I know they used to be in on this channel.
The other thing I really want is a rooftop tent, and those are unexpectedly expensive.
Yes.
So,
and for us, I would have the fiberglass topped one or the plastic top one. I would not have the old school rooftop tents because it's a brick up there. But no,
and it eventually wears out from that perspective because of the weather and everything else that you have with it. So at least with the fiberglass, you've got a little bit more protection.
Well, easier to take on and off as well.
Yeah.
Those tents are.
Yeah. Well, and then you're putting bodies on them and everything else. So
no, but I'm just trying to get them on and off.
No, I know what you're saying.
Nightmare. Yeah, I would love to, we would like to have a trailer set up for that though.
Yes.
I desperately want a trailer set up. I wouldn't mind a rooftop tent. Ideally probably a pole behind trailer for us just because of the kiddo. But I want a setup where we can just, because I like to do random trips, and so I would like to just, when I get home on Fridays, I'm kind of like, I used to be like, hey, which direction you want to go, and
pack a bag in which direction.
Yeah, I would ask the kids or Kelly, like, which direction are we going, and we would just go that direction.
Or he would just say, pack a bag, we're leaving, and then he would drive one direction. And
so to be able to have a trailer that you could just hook up to quickly and go would be nice.
So you have the soft top, right? Are you gonna buy a hard top now that they're out in the market?
I really want to. They're so expensive, and it's a tough one. Do you justify and you go, okay, the best top is going to be $2,000 plus really to replace this top, or do you go, well, you add another 2,500 or so, you can get that rally top was like 3,500, something like that, or do you? I do like both the Anderson and the advanced fiberglass tops. I think the advanced fiberglass would win me over right now because the way it ships in pieces, so you assemble it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Which is not. It comes in a flat pallet, so shipping is so easy. I like the fact that they've built in spots for molly panels. Like they've planned ahead with some of that. Bird Dog Overland, I got to see his Anderson top. It's nice. But I think the other company's just a little bit nicer. But no, I told Kelly the other day, I said, I think maybe next year we order a top. But we would have to really start, like this channel would have to take off where we could leave for quite a while too, and where we need to throw a rooftop tent or something up there. And I would not get the Ford top though. If we found one, somebody at takeoff, I would probably buy it. But past that, it would have to be super cheap too. Like that scammer the other day, we had a scammer in our group was like, yeah, $2,000 for a Ford hardtop. And I was like, so I just instantly researched. She linked me to it because at first you were like, well, okay.
Well, it
maybe.
was in our chat. It was in our Middle
Our
Tennessee
local
Broncos
group,
chat. So it was our local. And I usually, full transparency, I usually vet people when I see posts. But I was like, well, I'll check it out. Like, Dave, check this out. And like, I didn't look at the guy. And then after he was like, I think that guy's a scammer. And I was like, son of a bitch. Sure enough, he was. And I was like, dang it. Usually don't get caught by those people.
Did they reach out to you? Like, how?
No,
he did hit me up.
Did he hit you up?
Yeah, he was like, hey, we can ship this. And I was like, it was out of California. I was like,
even though it said we don't, pay for shipping or whatever. It's like, yeah, no. Mm-mm. Why are you in a Middle Tennessee Bronco group if you're in California? No reason for that. Hey, there she is.
Well, there's Allie.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
So Allie, I'm going to ask again, what is one of those silly, you can't really justify, but you want purchases for your Bronco?
Everglade wheels.
Besides the Everglade wheels.
I really want the slide out table from Ford.
Really?
The Bronco tailgate.
I really do.
We really wanted that too, till it's like it takes up so much room and doesn't really offer you much.
But see, I don't really care. See, I don't care too much about that. I like the level platform for camping. It kind of solves my issue with the platform that my dad kind of helped me. I mean, it's just plywood with 2x4s. It is nothing fancy whatsoever, but I wanted that so bad with my Bronco. And again, very grateful I got a 21. I was very lucky as soon as I dropped Sasquatch to like get mine. But I don't know. I was like kind of bummed that I saw it come as an option later on the road, and it's like a fortune to do it after the fact now. So kind of bummed. If one comes in on trade, maybe I'll steal it.
Well, and this is what Allie's talking about here.
Yeah.
No, we really, when we saw this, both Kelly and I wanted this really badly, and we have found, I think, the diabolical for us where it's more usable. But no, if I just needed this to kind of flatten the floor a little bit and still give you a table space, no, it'd be fine. But I mean, the price is the one that's hard to justify for me. It's
cool. It's just not. It's not $1,300 cool.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing. You're paying for the Ford. I love that it says Ford on it. I think it makes it really cool. I just like the design. I think I would like Allen's. I think if I could get it just like rhino lined or black or something different than the aluminum, just the silver.
So ours
is powder coated black.
I mean, maybe.
We give you resolution and then you go, meh, maybe.
Because, like, I like the fact that, like, when you close this drawer, like, it's all seamless. Where, like, you close
I agree, yeah.
You can still, like, see gaps. And, like, my OCD, it would just drive me crazy.
I get it.
And then I would just shove random shit in there that probably doesn't need to go in there.
Somebody asked me about the Racket roof racks. I don't know much about this company. I can tell you from the get-go, I don't like the stand-up straight mount. I would have liked to seen it kind of flow with the roof a little bit, but I'm sure it's heavy duty. It's heavy duty.
It looks like it would support a soft top. Oh yeah, used with a soft top, hard top, or no top. Okay, right there.
No, this style rack's been very popular. So, but no, I don't know anything about it. $2,400 basically. I'll have to do some research on those guys. It's like they've sold quite a few though. That's the great thing about Bronco is there's so many ways of making it your own. Ford was smart about they kind of thought about, hey, people like to customize their vehicles, which was kind of nice. Yeah, I think that's one thing maybe Jeep is lacking a little bit. Now, clearly Jeep has a huge aftermarket side of them, but I don't think that Jeep has thought out. I feel like the Bronco, there's so many ways that Ford already thought out of how to modify it, whether it be like the on the window where those little clips where your rack is, Brian.
Yeah.
That they pre-made stuff to attach to like racks like this too, or there's just.
But so the other side to that is they haven't had to.
Right.
There has been no competition, and now I truly love that the big three are finally competing again. That's like the one thing that's been so fun during all of this, because I love to hear customers insight and their take on everything of why they're comparing what they're comparing and what's drawing them to one vehicle over another, because before it was always just based on who could get the lowest price, who had the most rebates, who had the coolest color. But now it's finally getting technical again.
Yeah.
So that part's been really cool.
Now Chevrolet would just actually make a Blazer, a real Blazer again.
So, okay. Funny you say that, because I just sold a guy a Bronco.
No.
Weird.
The Bronco specialist is selling Broncos. Are you kidding me?
Ford has Broncos?
What?
Weird. I saw his credit app, and I just kind of stared at him. He works for GM. He's high up at GM. And he didn't even tell me before I like had said the comment, because he had mentioned that he worked at GM, but I didn't know if it was a plant worker, like just regular Joe Schmo. Did not seem high, like crazy high up or anything like that.
Right.
And I was just like, I had bashed the Blazer a little bit because he loved the Bronco. He was looking for one for a while. And I'm like, y'all would have done so good if you actually made the Blazer a Blazer. Because so many people back when it was popular, like that was the car to have. Like if you had a Blazer, you're doing pretty well. And it was one of those things. I'm like, if you guys actually had something to compete, like you would be competing with Ford and Chrysler. And I think it would be really cool to kind of see. And I'm like, you guys just took it and you made a glorified Equinox.
Yep.
Is what you did.
Like
and
you
like,
needed one more Equinox.
Yeah. Like you don't need another SUV like that. So it was a total waste.
GM's a mess. They don't know what kind of company they want to be right now.
No.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because our next door neighbors have a Blazer, and said he was actually telling me today. So they did this like thing their last like week of school where they had to go out and like find a sensible car and find all this stuff. So they kind of knew how much stuff cost. And she was like, I wanted to put a Bronco on there. She said, but Carvana didn't have any. And Carvana is where we had to shop for a vehicle. She's like, so I had to choose a Blazer. And she's like, those are still $43,000. She's like, that is ridiculous.
And it's because it's Carvana. They're so inflated.
Well, that's what I told her. I was like, that's because they have to make money somehow. But it was just funny how she was like, I didn't want to, but I chose a Blazer because they didn't have any Gladiators either. Funny.
Well, we keep bugging her. Her first car is going to be a Bronco Sport.
Yeah.
She hates.
She despises the Bronco Sport. And it's funny. Every single time we see one.
So speaking of GM, I just think it's really funny how much crap people gave Bronco for coming to the market. How many Hummers are there?
Not many.
Well, they can't make them, so.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point. So Ford took all this crap for not getting Bronco out, but where's the Hummer? They made.
I've done some videos on that, and people don't want to.
About it. Where's it at?
No, the Hummer EV that's a joke, man. GM's EV program right now is a joke too. So, but I don't want to beat those guys up too bad. They're sending us a vehicle to review, so I can't beat them up.
Is it a Hummer?
No, I have zero interest in that. I would not take that vehicle. Because we get options. They'll go, hey, do you want this vehicle? And that would be one I would be like.
I would.
So are you allowed to tell us what they're sending you? Or are you
it's a new Silverado ZR2 Bison.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. We're going to take it to Windrock too. So.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Yeah.
I don't wide trails.
I was going to say, I don't know how much we can do at Windrock, but we're going to take it there. We'll get to the parking lot and go, well, this is about what you can do with this vehicle.
I like TJ Miller's comment, but it crab walks. Who cares?
Right?
What a goofy sales pitch.
But here's the thing. If they offered to send one for us to have for a week, I would totally drive it because I'm curious as to if it drives as big as it looks. Like, does it feel
so
like
I actually saw one in Michigan. What's today? Monday? Was that Saturday?
I'd be scared to put it in our drive. It might.
And I didn't realize that the top came off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you can actually store them in the front of the vehicle, which is pretty neat. I mean, no, they're interesting, but
no, Ford has the frunk.
They all call them frunks now.
They all call them frunks now, Allie.
Trademark it.
It's not trademarked.
But no, we actually we partnered with an EV charging company that sent us a charger. I'd have to get it installed before we can get the damn truck in our drive. That's the problem with EV, man. And I've seen a bunch of people can't wait for PHEV Broncos, and I'm like, I'm
also scared at how much our gas or how much our electricity would go up.
Yeah, we would definitely notice that. But like plug-in hybrids right now, that's all the rage, and people want them in trucks. And I'm like, it's a waste of time in a truck. I feel like it'd be a waste of time in. Bronco.
With the charging comment, while I was waiting for my Bronco, I borrowed a Mach-E. And
Yeah.
I did charge it a couple of times, like at my house. So I had it for 4 weeks. So I had it for a month. So I had to have charged it at least a week or so, like at my house.
Yeah.
I didn't notice a huge change in my electric bill.
Really?
And it was just a normal plug. So I mean, it was plugged in for a minute.
Yeah, this is not a normal plug. What is it like is it like a dryer plug or is
Yeah,
it
it's a
something?
dryer
Even
Yeah,
more-
it's 240.
Yeah.
You can hardwire it as well.
Yeah.
I kind of want an EV. So the problem we have here in Connecticut is we have old houses. Like my house was built in 1920. So the service is like a
That was 1980.
the service is like a 60 amp service, and I would have to upgrade it to a 150 amp service, and that costs X thousands of dollars. And I don't have a garage. I guess I could charge it outside. That feels kind of weird, but
Yeah. This is the charger we got to put on the wall so we can get more EVs. I know Nissan's sending us an EV, but no, this is the biggest pain in the butt about the chargers is even press that I know who are now reviewing a lot of EVs. They refuse to buy the damn thing to hook in their house. You see them, they're like, oh, I've got to go over to Ford and let this thing charge for a while or whatever the brand is. That I've got to go to the dealership to let it charge. And I'm like, you cheapskates, man, just buy the charger for your house. Like it's a tax write-off for us, but
Right off.
yeah, like, but or the Charge America or whatever they are that never work, and that's a software issue. That's not even it's not even the chargers are broke. It's just it won't communicate to the car right. I swear to God, I'm gonna go crazy with this little gnat.
Can't drink anymore, so you might as well end the show.
I know.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's the charger. So I don't even.
You
know.
did. You
Did I
showed
show
it.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. That stupid gnat is driving me nuts, man.
And
All right.
it's not a far drive.
Right. Not at all. Brian, what do you got coming up? Anything on your channel coming up that people going to want to watch?
so I'm going to install the Skyrider. I don't know if I'm going to bother filming that or not. We'll
I don't
see.
think I've seen
But
any
I got
installation videos on it.
there are installation videos on it. Like I would be doing it solo, so that's gonna be painful, I assume.
Yeah.
I don't like. Allie, did you have help? Did they install it?
She had it installed.
She did have help.
Yeah, she had a lot of help.
So when I actually had mine installed, mine was the first one on a Bronco, like period after design. So you had 4 technicians like learning and just making sure everything like had fit perfect like on it.
Gotcha.
So it only took them like half an hour, but I do know that it does take.
Allie showing her street cred over there.
Hey, anything that goes wrong, I can just text the guys and they make sure it's all good. Because I think they're still looking at quality and making sure. Because I've had mine on since October of last year, so I'm coming up on a year.
And they're gonna let you keep it forever?
Hmm.
Oh, cool. That's sweet.
I know, like when they told me that, I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
not.
I'll take it.
So, and I've only had 2 things go wrong with it. One of them was user error, but the other one was a design flaw, and they switched it like right away before production. So, or I think they were already switching it, but I think I just kind of confirmed that it was happening. So,
Gotcha. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. The Skyrider. I'll probably do Heretic Lights, and I will film that.
Yeah.
So
Or whatever somebody's fussing about that you're like, look, I'll just do an install video for you guys to shut
Just
up.
check it out. Shut up.
or if Ford does another price increase where I have to go back and change all my flowchart stuff.
yeah, let's talk about price increases, shall we?
All right, we're wrapping up on this one, Allie.
Not excited.
No, what is this $250 credit? I haven't researched it. What's going on there?
It's the speaker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they also have a new credit for Big Bend now that it's Ring Green Vinyl, and they also have a new private offer certificate for people who ordered a cloth Outer Banks or Wild Track and are getting leather.
Yeah.
So it's a whole new level of confusing. It's just Ford just is going to see how complicated they can make it before the end of the model year.
Everything's fine.
Yes.
And I'm sure they'll probably do another price increase at some point too. We'll see.
Bronco 78 Adventure says, looks like it's WTF time.
Ford hadn't pissed me off too bad lately.
TJ Miller says, how much louder is a Skyrider compared to the regular hard top panels installed?
I don't notice a huge sound difference, to be completely honest. I can still talk on the phone. People can still hear me. The only wind vibration I get is when I pass the semi. That's it.
Just don't pass the semi. You're okay.
Possible in Michigan.
Yeah, not going to happen in Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, so next week we will not have a Bronco Talk Live at all. So
Allie's like, what?
So
What?
we are going to.
Oh, you wouldn't be here anyway, would you?
No, she'll be in camping or whatever.
You'll be mechanic.
I'm coming back Monday or Saturday. I don't know. I'll be back. I don't know.
Maybe Allie will host it herself.
Maybe. Yeah, we have a softball game that night. So, and we've got several softball games next week. So our week is kind of slammed next week. So,
and then after that, we have a special trip to Vegas. I cannot say why, but you guys are going to want to know about it. Coming, Allie knows why, but you guys are going to want to know about this.
Allie doesn't know why. You don't tell anybody.
Allie's so connected to Ford. She knows what they're doing. You're going to want to know about what's coming up with that. And we've got, obviously the Silverado review. We've got we're supposed to get a Nissan Aria coming up. Not that Bronco people really care about an EV luxury SUV, but there are some things coming to the channel. It looks like our trip to Colorado has been effed up again. No broken arms this time or dead mother. It's just been
wow. That was really just like
it wasn't
easy to drop.
What was it? Well,
I get that. Go.
Not here anymore, but
go.
Anyway, so we have such a fine window now, it seems like, to get that trip in.
Yeah, because school starts the very first week in August.
Yeah. So, and hopefully I'm flying to Michigan 1st of July. Hopefully. That would make a great 4th of July.
That would, we'd have to take Sydney with us.
No.
Yes, we would. We can't, her birthday.
You throw some scraps out on the ground.
Oh my God.
At the bathroom. Yeah, a bottle of water and she'll be okay. I'm telling you.
Can you tell who parents better than the other?
So whether it be 2-wheel drive, Kelly,
4-wheel drive.
Oh my God.
Doesn't matter what you drive. This has been your Ultra Nation. We've been talking progress here on the channel. Peace, everybody.
See ya.